What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is OE, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of movie news regarding the Marvel Universe, the DC Universe, all the big news that just dropped this week. And I'm not going to be doing it alone. I'm bringing in my cousin Chris, aka NBC Chris, but honestly, he doesn't look the same. He doesn't have the army of shoeboxes behind him anymore, which, it had a charm to it. But regardless, good to have you here, Chris. What's going on?
How's it going, dude? Glad to be back, man. Glad to be back. I may not have the army of shoes with me, but I got the lone soldier right here, dude.
I like those colors. Those are pretty fresh. All right. Are you just ready to jump in the news? We got some big news to talk about. Some big news dropped this week during the middle of the week. You're going to have to darken the shade of that Superman for the future, bud, because we're getting a new Superman. Say goodbye to Henry Cavill. We got a black Superman coming with J.J. Abrams' reboot of the Superman franchise, or whatever you want to call it. They've made a point that it's not going to take place in the same universe as Wonder Woman, Aquaman, whatever started with the Snyderverse. It's not going to take place in that world. It's going to be its own separate thing. So we got Ta-Nehisi Coates writing the screenplay. We got J.J. Abrams producing. We don't have a Superman yet. We don't have a director yet, but we know that it is going to be a black actor playing Superman. We know it's going to be a black director. So plenty of options out there. I mean, all of that sounds positive, right? You think, okay, we're going to get a new version of Superman. Is it going to be Val Zod? Is it going to be Calvin Ellis? No, it's going to be Clark Kent. They're just going to bring back Clark Kent, but he's going to look a little different this time. What is the point? We've had so many versions of Clark Kent. If you're going to bring a new Superman, if you're going to bring in a black Superman, why Clark Kent? This is a huge mistake on the part of WB, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because they're originally, when they first started talking about it, it was going to be, what was it? Not Kal-El, but what was it originally?
I think it was Val Zod. Yeah. I think Val Zod was the first version of like the black Superman, which, full disclosure, me and you, we're more of casual comic book movie fans, right? Like none of us really read the comics. We grew up with the like animation shows. Like we're not too hardcore and well versed in the comic book lore. I'm trying to be now that I'm an adult. I'm starting to read stuff like that and get into it. But like, yeah, we know nothing about like Val Zod, Calvin Ellis, and all that, right? Or do you? Right. I don't.
No. I just pick up on only because I only know about Calvin Ellis because of now, that they mentioned the new black Superman. But yeah, at first that's what they were talking about. They were going to do, which makes more sense if you're going to reboot Superman, have him be a different ethnicity, that you would go with a whole new backstory. I don't know, man. I mean, it'd be kind of, I got to see it to believe it, but I mean, it'd be kind of weird to be looking at Clark Kent and supposed to take him as seriously as a different character, a different backstory. If they're trying to accomplish diversity and stuff like that, I think that kind of cuts that part short too as well. If they're just giving the same backstory, why not give a whole new take on it? You know what I mean? I think we as fans deserve that much.
Yeah, you're taking ideas that have been cemented in people's brains for God knows how long, and you're just switching the race. Like, what is the point? You're absolutely right on that. Like
how are you not gonna compare every single aspect or have in the back of your mind, like, Henry Cavill's Superman or Brendan Ruth's or Christopher Reeves, RIP. You're gonna be watching that movie and having those comparisons, or you're gonna feel some type of way. And I think that type of way is mostly going to be negative.
I mean, we knew it was going to be a black Superman. It was kind of announced a couple months ago, but everyone was speculating like WB cannot be that stupid into making Clark Kent, just replace Clark Kent. Everyone was going with, all right, we have black Superman in the comic book lore, but Val Zod, from the character design, that Superman kind of looks cool. He had like the white and blue suit, the white cape. I like the way that Superman looked. Granted, like I said, I don't know anything about him, but you're right. Like, if you're going to go with a new Superman, why do Clark Kent? We've seen his story over and over again. You got Smallville, you got the new Lois Lane and Superman show. You got Lois Lane and Clark. You have all these versions of Clark Kent already. If you're going to make a black Superman, it shouldn't be a rehash story. I feel like it's like a disrespect to the character. And honestly, it's a disrespect to black comic book heroes that are already established. I mean, you got Green Lantern, John Stewart, you got Cyborg, you got Black Lightning, you got Static Shock, you got Vixen, you got Icon, who is kind of like a black Superman already. It's like, why, if you want to emphasize on having black characters and superheroes brought to life, why not use characters that already exist? You have all these characters that you could make a whole movie about. If they want to pander and go that route, which I don't think DC has earned the right to do this yet. Like Marvel has. Like honestly, I don't care what Marvel does at this point. They've earned my respect. If they want to throw in tranny whatever, a tranny Iron Man, I don't give a damn. They've earned my respect to do whatever they want. They've given me so much great entertainment. DC, on the other hand, they've been up, they've been down, and with the Snyder Cut, they've been high up there. People are loving it. And with this new news, this new route, they're completely halting the momentum of the DC universe, in my opinion. So I don't get it. WB is such a mess. And what pisses me off even more, now I'm getting riled up. Now I'm getting kind of mad because this whole news was dropped on Henry Cavill's birthday. What a disrespect to Henry Cavill.
I think it was the day before, but yeah, still.
The day before, no, I think it was his birthday. Because if you think about it,
okay.
England is a day before us, right?
Yeah, day. I don't know. Good question. I think it's after.
After, yeah,
yeah. Because
we don't know that we're both idiots, but whatever. It was close enough. It was close enough to Henry Cavill's birthday, where it was such a disrespect to Henry Cavill. Man, he's been killing it as Superman. Granted, the writing for his character could have been better in Batman v Superman, in Man of Steel as well. But I love everything he's done with Superman, the way he talks, the way he just whoops ass, the way he looks in the suit. He's flawless as Superman, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. Probably a better Superman than a Clark Kent, but I agree.
Yeah, Clark Kent. Yeah, that's right. He could be a better Clark Kent. But
I think Christopher Reeve probably had the best balance between portraying Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah, he did have that nerdy, charismatic vibe as Clark Kent. Henry Cavill's Clark Kent's a little bit more boring, and he doesn't really do much. That's what the thing is. They haven't given Henry Cavill much to work with as Superman. That's why he deserves his own standalone sequel in Man of Steel 2, which has been, I mean, Man of Steel 1 came out back in 2013. And then since then, we've never got a Man of Steel 2, which we should have, because everyone, for the most part, I think the majority of fans really like Henry Cavill as Superman. But yeah, it just sucks that WB keeps doing this. They keep, they'll have like a grand slam with the Snyder Cut, then they'll take a few step backs with this announcement, and then what they've been doing with fans, with like they released a trailer for the 4K release of the Joss Whedon version, like a month after the Snyder Cut was just released, just to emphasize, like, hey, this is the version. Like, we're glad you enjoyed your Snyder Cut, but this is the real version right here. And just to let you all know, we're releasing it in 4K, which fans did not respond kindly to that. And if you take a look at that YouTube, it is disrespect, and the fans are showing it. If you take a look at the YouTube video, the dislike ratio is off the chain on that video. People are hating it. They're just disliking it.
They probably weren't expecting this much of a positive reaction from the Snyderverse or the Snyder Cut. And they already have their plans laid out. It is too late to turn the tide and just start fresh and start anew. So they have to just keep going with this new universe, and they're going to start that universe with the Flash.
Well, people think they're trying to save face because what they did with Ray Fisher's Cyborg, and a lot of characters that were, people of color, like Jon Stewart, Iris West's character in the Justice League, how they completely scrapped those characters and limited Cyborg's role. People are thinking like WB is like, hey, no, we're not racist. Check it out. Here's Black Superman. And people aren't falling for it. No one, I'd say majority of people aren't responding well to this news, no matter what color you are. People don't want to be pandered to. I think most smart people do not want to be pandered to and treated like morons, which you're killing the momentum of the DCEU. Shame on you. And I'm ready to move on to a different topic. I'm ready to move on. Unless you want to get anything else
I,
from that.
I mean, I will say, uh, I mean, I think you'd be lying to yourself to say if you weren't the least bit interested in seeing how this movie turns out. For all the bad stuff we say, I'm gonna be watching it. When it does come out. I will say though, if it flops or if it's a disappointment, that I will lose a lot of respect for DC, dude. I will lose a lot of respect, and
See, you still have respect. I don't. I lost a lot of respect because Snyder Cut was awesome, man. They've been doing their best to just, treat fans like shit, to let them know, like, we're glad you got your movie, but, you know, this ain't it,
yeah,
this isn't our product. And they're just really showing fans, like, they're kind of disrespecting fans, especially what they did with Henry Cavill, who, for God's sake, man, the movie has barely been out for like 2 months, and you guys are you're shitting on the actors already just to like
right.
distance themselves from the current Superman. Like, we still don't know what's going to happen with Henry Cavill, The Rock, and Black Adam. If that movie's a hit, The Rock might gain a lot of leverage to have Henry Cavill stick on board. He hashtag restore the Snyderverse, and he's emphasized multiple times that he wants Henry Cavill's Superman to interact with Black Adam. So if and The Rock's got a lot of power up there. So
Oh
he could
yeah,
be
dude. Oh yeah,
he could be the future
yeah.
president. The Rock could be the future. That's the future president that WB might be dealing with. So yeah, if Black Adam's a hit, who knows? Maybe we could swing the tide. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a civil war or something going on in WB, DC, EU. Something's going on. Something is going on.
Yep.
But let's move on to different news, slightly more positive, and in a different world, a different universe. This is the Marvel universe with Spider-Man. We got Andrew Garfield here coming out and pretty much, I don't know, I wouldn't say he's confirming, but he said that he's not going to be involved whatsoever with Spider-Man No Way Home. Says here, since outlets reported Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus and Jamie Foxx's Electro would be appearing in Spider-Man No Way Home, rumors have swirled about the potential return of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's incarnation of Peter Parker. After offering a somewhat tentative response to the rumors earlier this week, Garfield has now voiced his excitement for the idea of reprising his role as the web slinger in a discussion with Access Hollywood, where he says, I've heard all the rumors and everything, and to be frank, I think it's a really cool idea. Garfield said, as a fan, just as a pure fan, it's a really cool idea, but as I previously said, I hate being given the responsibility of disappointing people. But yeah, no, it's not something I've been asked about or anything like that. But, never say never. That's what Andrew Garfield says. He ends it with never say never, which is kind of cryptic, which makes me believe that maybe he has been approached. And I know Andrew he's a Spider-Man fanboy. I mean, the guy showed up to Comic-Con like way back when, dressed up as Spider-Man, surprising fans. Like, he seems like a real genuine Spider-Man fan. And I thought he was an okay Spider-Man. I really didn't dig his movies that much, but just ending it with that line, never say never, makes me think that he could be lying. Like,
Yeah.
he's an actor. He could be lying. And I think it's a good play. You don't want to spoil the fans. So I think if he is lying, it's a good move on his part. But what do you think about that?
Who knows, man? I mean, it's a little early to tell. Never say never. Like maybe he's using that as maybe he's not getting enough money for the role that he wants, or he's not getting what he wants to be in that movie, and he could just be doing that to let get the wildfires started, like to get people talking like we are right now, and get people on his side to get him in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you got Alfred Molina, you got Jamie Foxx's Electro. There'd be, yeah, like you said, there's got to be a reason why those two characters from a separate universe are involved, and why would you not have the other Spider-Mans involved? Especially, God, I hope Tobey Maguire's in it. I really hope
Yeah, that'd
Tobey
be cool,
Maguire's
man.
Spider-Man.
People go crazy, man.
He without a doubt has the best Spider-Man suit. I love that Spider-Man suit. Yeah, I'd say Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man.
When does that movie come out again? When does the No Way Home come out again?
Gonna come out sometime next year. You got the date on you right now?
Yeah. December 17th,
December.
2021. Let's go.
All right. So okay, that's a lot of time. So
Yeah.
yeah, never say never. So there's a lot of time to recruit Andrew Garfield, throw some money at him, have him come on set for whatever he's got to do. So yeah, he's for sure coming in. He's for sure. I'm at 95% sure that Andrew Garfield's coming back for the new Spider-Man movie. Which yeah, so hopefully they introduce him right. I mean, I thought WandaVision was getting it right with the multiverse, and they completely did a 180 and was just teasing the fans with that introduction to Fox's Quicksilver, which wasn't really Quicksilver, it's just a random guy, which was stupid.
Boo.
Yeah, boo to that. And
Boo.
also, did you see earlier in this news why they didn't want to recruit Doctor Strange or include Doctor Strange in
No,
WandaVision?
no, no.
More bull crap, more politics. I think Kevin Feige, which is kind of disappointing, he came out and said he didn't want to introduce Doctor Strange mainly because he didn't want a white man coming in to explain the powers to WandaVision. And it's like, why say it like that, Feige? You're just going to cause people to argue and shit. Just say you didn't want to include him. You got something else in store. But no, he went that route with saying he didn't want to have the white man come in and explain the powers to Wanda or something along those lines. And people were,
They didn't want.
causing.
They didn't want to get. He didn't want Wanda to get mansplained.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
Yeah.
he didn't want Wanda to get mansplained by the typical, white boss or whatever. Which
Yeah.
was, come on, Feige. Like things that that little line right there is going to divide people and get them, acting wild. So kind of disappointing
Goodness.
that Feige said that after all he's accomplished. But let's get into WandaVision real fast. Not having Doctor Strange, he is the, he's like the keeper of reality or whatever. He like watches the reality of Earth to make sure no one's bullshitting with it. And you have Wanda causing this whole
Wreaking
rift,
havoc, dude.
wreaking havoc. She was the bad guy of the show. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
She was really the real villain. And you're like in Thor Ragnarok, freaking Doctor Strange throws Loki in a black hole for being on Earth for 2 seconds, and you're gonna tell me that he's not gonna intervene with the whole WandaVision situation? So just that's kind of disappointing knowing that now. I didn't even think about that. I really didn't care. But now that that's a thing, it's like, why didn't you have Doctor Strange? That would have been a cool cameo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't think about it either until now, or until that news came out, and it just leaves more questions for us to ponder about and talk about. And
Like if you would have had Doctor Strange come in, like they'd been like, "Oh, holy shit, Doctor Strange is in here!"
exactly.
Like that would have gotten everyone excited. I don't think anyone would have been like, "Oh my god, a white man coming in." It's like, who thinks like that? And if you think like that, like you're not a real fan. Get the hell out. Like,
Right.
what the hell, man?
We
But
are here to
no,
be entertained, and that's what I want, dude. Like, and that's not going to be my initial reaction. Let's put it that way. I doubt that would be 95% of people be like, "Oh shit, Doctor Strange is in here. Awesome. Let's fucking go."
exactly. Like, who would have had a negative response to that? That would have been what the show needed because I think the end of WandaVision kind of fell into the same trope of every single Marvel movie. There's a big end battle with all these colorful flashing lights and shit. It got really basic towards the end, but it was okay. It was all right. But yeah, that's the news with Marvel and DC. Honestly, with DC and Marvel, they've been disappointing me lately with their. I mean, not the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut's becoming one of my favorite pieces of comic book movie art. But in terms of like news and directions that they're going, they're kind of disappointing me, which is why I am starting to lean towards new properties like
Yes,
Invincible.
yes.
Invincible was a show that I fucking loved. I gave it a high rating. I told you to watch it, and
And I
you
did.
watched it the last week where the season finale came out, and you knocked it out. You watched all episodes within like 3 days. That's how much you liked it.
Yeah. And my girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
your
fucking
girlfriend, both you even got your
we were
girlfriend to
both
enjoy it.
into
That's
it,
how
dude.
good it is.
Exactly, dude. We knocked that baby out in 2 or 3 days. There was like 8 episodes. We could not get enough. We were debating like it was 11, 12 o'clock at night. We watched 2 episodes. We were debating if we should watch the third. Knowing we had to go to work early in the morning. It was that good, dude. Oh my gosh, I freaking love that show. That is, and granted, you can only, there's some limits that they can test and certain limits they can surpass because it's animated. You know what I mean? As far as a
Well,
goal.
that's why there was no limits. I thought I loved everything about that show. There was only one nitpick, and I think I told you about it. Is that the characters always wear the same clothes in their
Yeah.
when they're like in their normal getup? That's the only thing I hated. It's like had that typical like a 90s cartoon trope where the characters would wear the same shit. That's the only thing I didn't like. Other than that, everything else was freaking great. The action, the violence, oh my god. Like yeah, I that's why I love I thank God for the show because knew nothing about the show. I knew Robert Kirkman wrote a superhero series back in the day. I had no idea it was this good, and I love the characters. I love the world he's set up.
I think Invincible is a good way if anybody wants to get a refresher or cleanse their palate. I would say watching Invincible would be one of the best things you can do. It's in the same category. If you like The Boys, you're sure as hell gonna like Invincible.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Violence. If you like violence, if you want to see superhero on superhero violence, it don't get more violent than Invincible. There are some scenes where you're just like, oh my god, they're going this route. Holy crap! I never thought I'd see superheroes do anything like this. And this is animation, and that's how shocking it is.
yeah.
So that's crazy. It's
And
kind of like an anime in that way. They really go really grotesque with the action sometimes. But yeah, I love Invincible, and thank God it got picked up for two more seasons. It was guaranteed to have a season two, a season three. So that leaves a lot more room to be desired. I've seen a little bit of spoilers with like the future routes that the show could go if they decide to stay faithful to the comic book. They decide to, go that route. And let me tell you, I'm not going to spoil anything, but we're in for a freaking crazy good time if they stay even remotely close to the source material. So,
do you know
yeah,
when the season 2 is slated to come out?
I have no idea when season two is coming out, but yeah, I'm an Invincible fanboy. Like I'll rep Invincible all day now. Like
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't go live action with it. I kind of hope it stays animation because if they go live action, I could see studios coming in and just neutering this damn thing. They're gonna neuter it. They're gonna dumb it down.
Oh, well,
You
yeah, dude,
know,
because there's no way you can achieve the level of violence and gore and still in a movie I guess you could say a mainstream movie format. There's no way, dude, because they're gonna want to neuter it down, maybe even make it PG-13. Just
oh God, no,
and
no way.
that would take all the fun out of it.
Yeah,
I could see them doing it, but maybe after the animation has had its run, maybe like whatever, after 5, 6, 7 seasons, and then they want to milk it further, then they'll probably take it the movie route. I could see that happening.
yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it would be pretty cool to see like Omni Man in live action, but the thing is, it would kind of take away the charm because J.K. Simmons as Omni Man, awesome. And Stephen Yeun as Invincible, great. He's like Superman and Spider Man mixed together. He has like this personality of Spider Man with the powers of Superman. And I love him as the main character. And Stephen Yeun just sells it. He's so charismatic as Invincible. And J.K. Simmons, holy shit, he is intimidating as hell as Omni Man. We're not going to spoil anything about the show, but if you're a fan of the superhero genre, do yourself a favor and watch Invincible. I know it's animation. You might not be in the animation. You might just like to stick to the live action stuff, but no, no, no. If you're a fan of superheroes, do yourself a favor and watch Invincible. So that's a new superhero property out there. And then we have Legacy or Jupiter's Legacy that just released on Netflix. I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. I'm going to give it a shot sometime this weekend. But yeah, if Marvel and DC want to fuck around and kind of change the source material and kind of disrespect their own material, we got new things we could choose from that can completely surprise us and take us off guard because we're not used to these new stories like Invincible and The Boys, and maybe Jupiter's Legacy is good. I don't know, but that's the wrap up of the movie news, mostly regarding around the superhero genre. We got pretty deep into it today with the news that came out this week and the past week. So yeah, anything else you want to drop in there? We went through a lot, but
No, dude, I think we pretty much covered it.
yeah, I'm satisfied with what we talked about. There's really nothing out there at the moment. So Jupiter's Legacy looks like it's going to be it. So maybe we'll give our thoughts, do a review on Jupiter's Legacy. But all right, that's the movie news segment of the week. I got to thank my cousin Chris, aka NBC Chris, for joining me again on this movie talk. If you liked the video, comment down below, discuss whatever we talked about. What do you think about the whole news regarding Superman, WB, this whole Andrew Garfield? Do you think he's going to be in the Spider-Man? Do you not think he's going to be in it? And Invincible, Jupiter's Legacy, think The Boys. Let us know what you think about all these new properties popping up in the superhero genre. So post a comment down below. If you like the video, smash that like button. If you like the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well and ring that bell. Chris, thanks again for joining me. You want to plug anything?
No, dude. Just stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time as well. See ya.